Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's your boy. You know who it is. I'm just giving y'all more reasons, like Thomas Sotomayor would say, take your dick and go home. So sit back, relax. You know what time it is.
Wild and unbelievable stories here in Detroit. This is one of them. This is one of them. Imagine being told to pay child support for a kid that is not yours or go to jail. That was the order the state handed down to a Detroit man.
So today, he turned himself in, but here's what happened when 7 Action News reporter Kim Russell went with him to court.
Carnell Alexander walked into the Frank Murphy Hall of Justice knowing in moments he could lose his freedom.
I stayed up all night, couldn't sleep, thinking about it.
Carnell is a wanted man because he refuses to do what the state orders and to pay child support for a child that DNA tests prove isn't his. A child he doesn't even know.
I haven't even had a chance to really speak to him except for one time when we took the DNA test.
Nonetheless, right now, under the law, he's a deadbeat dad. Today, he turned himself in to the judge as ordered.
Scared because I've been before this judge before.
But this time he had attorney Cherika Harris, who volunteered to help after seeing his story on 7 Action News. The judge said he will not go to jail for today.
Thank you. Thank Ms. Harris. And hope that we can resolve this soon.
I'm just trying to help him with his future.
Though the threat of jail is on hold, it is not over. Carnell Alexander still owes more than $30,000 to the state for a child that's not his because the mom wrote his name down because she needed to name someone in order to get welfare benefits.
And I had to put him down as the father. That was the only way I can get the system.
Now,
I'm almost homeless. I'm almost in jail. I'm out of work. My money is being threatened to be taken.
Carnell isn't just worried about how this is impacting him. He says the law needs to be changed. So when this happens, as it often does, other men don't become dad by default.
We can be defaulted into being a father of a child that is not ours. I don't understand that law, but it is a law in place.
In Detroit, Kim Russell, 7 Action News.
Yeah, you would think that mother would have to pay that money back instead of him, who's not the father's child.
Let's welcome Cheyenne to the Maury Show. You see, for 5 years, Cheyenne has been waiting for the opportunity to prove to a man named Corey that he's the father of her daughter, Aaliyah. See, Corey claims that although he has not taken a paternity test, the law has tried to bully him into supporting baby Aaliyah. Corey is so adamant that baby Aaliyah is not his, he happily sat in prison for 2 months instead of paying child support.
I've been with this man and only this man. He thought I was cheating on him.
Wait. When you found out you were pregnant, you told Corey, what did he say?
He wanted to be with me. He wanted me to move back in with him. When I was living with him, he went back and cheated on me with plenty females. I didn't want to be with a man who cheats on me. I can take care of that baby on my own.
And he went to jail to prove that he did not owe you child support. How about that?
He went to jail because he's not taking care of his responsibilities, Maury. He needs to be a father. He needs to pay for her.
How old was your daughter when they met the first time? She in court?
6 months, Maury.
6 months.
She was 6 months when he first met
And
her.
how many times has Corey seen Aaliyah?
3 times in 5 years, Maury.
And whose fault is that? Well, we might as well meet Corey and find out exactly what he says, all right? This is what he told my producer.
I've been trying to prove to Cheyenne I'm not the father of Aaliyah for years. This woman is out of her mind. I refer to myself as default daddy because I was able to father without a DNA test. I'm 100% positive Aaliyah is not my daughter. So when it came for me to pay child support, I refused. And I didn't mind sitting in jail for 2 months just to prove my point. I wrote a rap called Run That DNA, and it's all about the hell Cheyenne's been putting me through. And here's a taste of it. So instead of trying to run away, run that DNA, run it. Be sure to be on the lookout for my next one. It's called Maury Set Me Free, and it's going to be a hit.
Everybody, you ever heard that rap before?
No, I had never heard that rap, and that rap is garbage.
All right, here's Corey. Corey, come on out.
so sure you're not the father?
One, I heard it from her mouth. And man, and I know she was getting down when I met her in high school. Me and one of my classmates was going.
Corey,
out of here.
Corey,
Miss me with
did
that.
you
man.
actually go to jail for
Miss
2
me
months
with that.
because you didn't want to pay child support?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I didn't know where the little girl was at. Hey, y'all got it wrong. I didn't know where she was at. She changed her number. No. She changed her number. She changed her address. She was ghost. I don't know where she was at.
You don't look like her.
She like me. She like her.
That looks just like you, Corey.
When
That
you
looks
say-
just like you, Corey. Just like you.
Hey, look. When the little girl was born, I go up to the hospital.
No, he did not.
Swear with that. I go up to the hospital, right? I go up to the hospital, and she tell me I gotta leave because her
He
man
never
coming.
saw him to court.
Because her man
No, he
coming,
did not. My
and it's
man
gonna be a
was
problem.
there. My
Who is this man? Who is this man? Tell me who is this man? I need to know. Look at her face. You can tell she lying. The truth coming out. Look at her face. Hey, y'all better watch y'all men.
Just looking at somebody, you can tell she's lying?
I get them body language. Look at her eyes. I know. She knows she a lie. She a professional lie.
Corey.
You might as well be
You
a
a
lawyer.
professional deadbeat ass daddy.
Swear to I take care of mine. All you gotta do is run that DNA.
Corey, if you're Aaliyah's father, you be in her life?
Yes, I will. She let me.
Let me hear this piece of music again.
How they supposed to be my child when I didn't even get a test? Now run that DNA, run it, run that DNA, run it. Bitch, don't run your mouth. Just run that DNA, run it.
Corey, this is not a song, right? This is reality. We're going to find out whether you're the father.
You nervous now, huh?
In the case of baby Aaliyah, Corey, you are the father.
Now to at 10, News Channel 3 getting to the bottom of a burning question one Memphis man has been trying to answer for years. Why is Shelby County Juvenile Court forcing him to pay for a child that is not biologically his? What's even more unusual, he says the judges at Juvenile Court have an idea who the real father is.
Yet they're still demanding he pay up. Now he's turning to On Your Side investigator Stephanie Skurlock for help.
Talk show TV makes millions off the catchphrase, "You are not the father." But the reality in Memphis is just because you're not the daddy doesn't mean Shelby County Juvenile Court won't make you pay.
I was down there in handcuffs and chains.
Over the years, Edward Bowdery had his driver's license stripped and once even found himself in handcuffs over child support payments for a child that's not his.
I would hate to see somebody else go through the same thing. I've been going through this. Headaches.
This mound of paperwork shows a juvenile court judge ordered him to pay child support even before the birth.
I didn't do a voluntary acknowledgement. I didn't sign the birth certificate. All I knew is we legitimated the child in your name.
Bowdery asked several judges during several hearings for a DNA test, but no judge ordered one.
I said, how did I even get put on child support? And I never said this was my child. And they said, again, this is not what we're here for.
In 2009, he took the child himself to get a DNA test and found the son he'd supported for years was not biologically his. He took the documentation to court. The judge wouldn't accept it, but ordered a new DNA test done that showed the same results. Probability of paternity, 0%.
They never did do what they were originally supposed to do, which was give me the opportunity to take a DNA test. I was just a voice not being heard, so I guess I needed a choir.
Juvenile Court Magistrate Nancy Kessler agreed in October to allow Bowdery to disestablish paternity, but only after, he says, she admonished him for taking it this far.
The judge stated that, well, I find it very distasteful that you're bastardizing a child.
The judge stopped the child support going forward, but Boundery still has to pay $460 a month to the mother in back pay. He doesn't believe he should have to pay anything. In fact, he believes someone owes him money, the $30,000 he's already paid. Administrators at juvenile court denied our request for an interview on this case, saying it's not appropriate to comment about rulings. What are the chances of him getting his money back?
It is very unusual and very infrequent.
Family lawyer Miles Mason says in a similar case, the Tennessee Supreme Court ruled a man in Middle Tennessee could sue his ex-wife for fraud. He got a $100,000 judgment.
There was a very large judgment awarded against the mother, but I doubt it would be likely that they would be able to collect in most cases.
This bill is simple, that a person who is proven not to be the biological father.
State Representative G.A. Hardaway says he's heard from a number of fathers in his district who are like Boundery. He introduced a bill letting them file civil lawsuits against the biological fathers, but it never made it out of committee.
To a degree, justice needs to be served. I think it needs to be a totally different, a new law or something.
The question many people might ask, why is Boundery still paying back pay to the child's mother? Well, we're told by law, the new judge he's dealing with can't undo another judge's ruling. For the On Your Side investigators, Stephanie Skurlock, WREG News, Channel 3.
Family lawyers say if you're not married, get a court order declaring that you're the father, and as part of that order, get a DNA test. Don't wait. If you wait, you can wake up owing tens of thousands of dollars before you know it.
When a divorced dad was ordered to pay child support for a child who isn't his, he turned to our Target 8 investigators for help. We uncovered it's perfectly legal for the state to order him to pay support for another man's child and to deny biological fathers who want to pay from doing so. Target 8's Heather Walker exposes a law that's being called outrageous. Joseph Shamilar is a divorced dad of two. Not even 9 months after the split, Joe got some shocking news from his boys.
And they got in the car and they were bouncing up and down, telling me that mom has a new baby. And I said, well, is she babysitting? Is she, is she looking after someone?
So you didn't think it was real?
No, I had no idea.
His ex-wife had given birth. She had gotten pregnant during their separation by another man. Legally, she was still married to Joe. Court papers clearly acknowledge the baby is not Joe's, but Albert Bush's, and that Bush had established a personal, financial, or custodial relationship with the child. The court ordered medical expenses be split between the biological parents. But the Friday before Father's Day, Joe got a letter in the mail from friend of the court.
I thought, my God, this is hilarious. It's Father's Day weekend, and here's the biggest joke that I think I've ever had played on me transpiring right now.
The letter said he owed $8,500 in back child support plus medical expenses for a baby his ex-wife had with another man. So the court was asking you to pay for a child that's not yours.
Exactly.
I went to Ottawa County friend of the court office to get answers. How is this legal? Their spokesperson agreed to do an on-camera interview, but on the scheduled day changed his mind and would only answer our questions over the phone. He told us it didn't matter who the biological dad is, only what's in the best interest of the child. In other words, which one can take best care of the child financially. The court decided that was Joe. Do you think this law needs to be changed in any way? We went straight to the man who tried to fix the law, Senator Rick Jones.
I certainly would agree that if you're married to someone, they then run off and have a child by another man, that you should not have to pay child support. That seems a bit outrageous.
The original law was written back in 1956. It said if a child is born to a married woman, the biological dad has no legal rights. Last year, it was updated to allow husbands like Joe to fight financial responsibility. What's the biggest problem with the law and the language, would you say?
It's not clearly drafted.
Melissa Drake is Joe's attorney. She tells us the law isn't just failing him, it's not working for biological dads either. Rob Recknagel says he's had trouble eating and sleeping since his son was born.
Every single day that goes by that I don't get to see him, it just gets tougher. I don't know what he looks like.
Rob says he searched online hospital nurseries just to see if he could find his son. He says he didn't know his girlfriend was still married when they got together. Rob says they were planning to blend their families. Rob bought a ring, but before she gave birth, Rob says he got this email saying although the baby was his, she was going to raise it with her husband.
I'm standing here saying I want my son in my life. I want to pay child support. Let's sign the proper documents and let me just do
You're
that.
trying to do the right thing.
That's all I want.
What can be done about this?
What can be done about this is people should be more responsible and shouldn't have sex outside of marriage, shouldn't father children outside of marriage, and should think before they act. That's what needs to happen. Could we do more? Yes. Could we fine-tune it? Yes. Should a father have to pay support on a child when it's not his child? No. So we do need to do more, but we've made some monumental changes.
Heather Walker reporting. Well, after we started questioning friend of the court, it dropped its request for Joe to pay child support. In fact, 10 days ago, an Ottawa County judge issued an order clearing Joe of all responsibility for that child. As for Rob, he was able to see his son, but only for an hour. He's still fighting in court to get legal rights for regular visits.
So what's that mean, y'all? Y'all better strap up. Take your dicks and go home. These women get just pick niggas who they think they can do take care of them and their kids. It doesn't matter if you're the father or not. So before you run up in her or have sex with her, you better make that quick decision. Is it worth you paying 18 years of your life? This is your boy.